right, mic check, mic check. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another stream. Are we live? Let's double check. Let's make sure we are live. I don't know if we're live. Let me go through. Are we live? Hello? Hello? Mic check. Hello? Okay, it looks like we're live. Bingo! Bingo! Okay, we're live. Sweet. All right. Well, it seems like we're in the middle of a concert here. And so, because we're not going to be playing basketball for like another 30 minutes, I figured I might as well. Because what I was going to do is I was actually going to give a post-game reaction. I was going to wait till like halftime. But little did I know, because the game was supposed to start, like they were supposed to go back to back. But that is not how that ended up working out. The Illinois game ended, and then the UConn game, like, it ended with UConn, and then I expected, okay, top of the hour once it hits, because the UConn Illinois game, it's been over for at least, I gotta say, 30 minutes now. I mean, ESPN went like Final Four, UConn beats Illinois. Like, this was posted 11 minutes ago. Sometimes it's posted about like 10 minutes after like the final whistle. And so it's probably real time. It's probably been about maybe 20 minutes. 20 minutes. But oh my gosh, they've brought the basketballs on the court. What the? Ha! That is so funny. That is so freaking funny that they've brought the. That's actually pretty funny. That is actually pretty funny that there's just random dancers dribbling basketballs on the court. They must have seen all the edits that people have made about how, like, chain smokers for March Madness. They've probably seen all the edits, and that's why they're like, "Okay, we're doing this. Damn it, this is freaking us." So, anyways, yeah, so UConn, they continue their impressive resume. I don't know what the all-time, let's see what it is, actually. I think it's 17-0 now. UConn record past Sweet 16. 18-game winning streak. Yep, 18-game winning streak in the NCAA tournament. In games played past the Sweet 16 as of April 26th. Oh, we got the drummer out here. Jeez, all right. I believe this record dates back to when UConn won the national championship in 2014. Yes, when they beat. So I think that's how far back it goes, because in 15, 16, 17, all the way up, UConn went through like it was like once the second UConn, like this was their last time in the final, like not only the Final Four, but like in the postseason in general, because I don't think in 2015, 16. Let's double check it. March Madness drought. Because I think no, come on. I think there were a handful of years, because it was before they hired Dan Hurley, but since hiring Dan Hurley, they've continued the streak, because the reason why the 18-game win streak is a thing is because, yes, from 2015 on, they never made it past. Anyways, so that streak continues. All that to just come back around and say that streak is continuing, because they were very dominant, and they beat Illinois today 71-62. Here is how it started. Let me show you. I love looking at this graph. This graph is very fun to look at. But some things that I remember and recollect a little bit is the 3-point. You look at the 3 balls, Illinois only made 6, and I think that was a big key on how UConn was able to win this game. And then in the second half as well, another thing that I think was a little bit too big for Illinois to overcome was a 14-point deficit. And I made a little bit of a comparison earlier where I talked about this is the difference, at least for me personally, when I watch some of these basketball games and I talk about this is what the difference is with Coach Hurley, Coach Izzo, Coach Krzyzewski, Coach May, Coach Calipari, and some of the coaches that have been coaching a while that are still there. Is the difference is, I mean, Illinois, they fought for a minute, like they did cut that lead because UConn had an 11-point lead and then they cut it down to at least 5, and they made it a fight there, but then UConn just kept fighting and kept punching them. There were some bad look threes, and UConn, you know, while they're scared, you know, not scared, but where you could get rattled on, oh frick, we were up by 11 and now it's a 4-point. You know, they took some time out, reevaluate, and then just continued to extend the lead back up to a comfy 8-point lead, and then a 10-point lead to where, I mean, I think the largest lead that they had in this game. Yeah, look at this. Largest lead, 14 points. Illinois, their largest lead was only 1 point, and that was when they had the, let's go back to the Gamecast, I'll show you, because it shows right here. That's back when Illinois was up 21-22, and that was after, this was when UConn was in the middle of their scoring drought, and Illinois fought back, and they went on like a 10-0 run. It took UConn like 4 minutes to score the ball. This was, like as you guys can see, in the middle, like 5:20, if y'all can read, like right here, middle 5:20 of the first. It was crazy. It was cool, and it kind of showed, okay, here we go. This is when Illinois can fight. And I just think, I mean, you look at just the overall team stats. He led the freshman. He led in all 3. And I think other big team players, I don't want to say they didn't show up, but just it was just one of those tough, 4 for 11, 7 for 16, 1 for 6, 4 for 10. It was one of those bad shooting days, and Illinois, they weren't making the buckets that they needed to. Even when you look at, I mean, UConn too, some of their big names like Caravan, dude shot 1 for 8, 1 for 7 from the 3, but then you had other players stepping up like Terrace Reed. He had his 17 points. Mullins had his 15, which there was a stat there where these two, Mullins and Keaton, they were the only pair of freshmen, I think, I don't want to say since Magic and Bird, no, but they were the only pair of freshmen that had, I think, 15 plus points in a Final Four, something like that. It like one of those crazy stats where it's like, hey, in the last 60 years or something, because where we have seen college basketball lately, freshmen don't ball out like this. They're not supposed to. More recently, since like the NIL portal and with the 1-year NBA eligibility where you just one and done, like you can see it become more of a staple. But like before Kobe, before LeBron, where you just one and done or go straight from high school to the NBA, guys would play 4 years of college ball. And usually like the big time names, big players and stuff in the tournaments in the history of just forever, they're the seniors, seniors and junior classmen and stuff, because you would sit at your program for, all 4 eligible years instead of, okay, I'm going to go make $1 bajillion in the NBA and one and done this thing, which, it is what it is. Okay, let's get back to the Gamecast, though, which I think I have my, are you somewhere around here? There you are. Come here, you. All right, here we go. This is what I wrote down in the second. There was an 11-point lead. Yep, we already talked about that. Illinois went on an 8-0 run. Yep, cut it, and then they even cut it down to 4. Oh, that's a cool graphic. They're showing Is Michigan? Oh, Michigan's gonna pop out, showing they're all blues. You know what I would love if Michigan wins this game. Again, this is just my personal opinion. If Michigan wins this game, you know what they need to wear come Monday night? Yellow. I would love to see yellow. Michigan's just forgotten. Yeah, we wear yellow. Like the white look. I'm sorry. It looks good. The blue look. I'd even take blue. Like what they're wearing now, because they are the quote designated away team against Arizona. But I would take Michigan wearing their yellows and UConn wearing blues. Those would look superb. But yeah, I don't. Considering like jerseys and rule wise, Michigan would probably, if they are the designated home team, they'll probably wear white, and then UConn will wear blue, or UConn wears white, and then Michigan wears blue. I don't know. I don't know if Arizona has a red jersey. Like, I don't know what their alternate. Let's go look. Actually, why not? Let's go look. Let's go look at Arizona Wildcats away jersey. Oh, is it a blue? Oh, it's probably a blue. Now that I'm thinking about it. Arizona Wildcats away jersey. Yeah, it's that blue. If it was like a pure red, that would look sick. Look at this. Michigan. No, hold on. Basketball. I love how with Arizona it just assumes, yeah, you're looking at basketball. See, these look nice. I'm not gonna lie, those look nice. And then they're yellows. Like, pull up wearing those. Ooh, that'd look good. That'd look way good. Like, they wear the yellows and UConn wears white, or they wear like, it'd look good. It'd look good. Anyways, all right, enough of me yapping. Let's keep chit-chatting about some of the games that we got, people. If you guys like sports content, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Be sure to like it up. Okay, now let's continue before we got tip off here. The other thing too is Illinois scoring droughts were another reoccurring theme that happened in this game with the Huskies and the Illini. UConn did, like, there were just moments in the game where they kept getting into scoring drought. But one thing that I do want to say is UConn then stopped a 10-0 run that Illinois had. There's that huge dunk, like on the breakaway, like there was a turnover, passed ahead, dude threw it back, slammed it down. Huge dunk to kind of gain momentum. Again, we're sitting around here-ish. No, there's the three-pointer. There's the three ball that made it 56-61, which we were going to talk about that. There's the turnover, and then the 2 points. Yep. 3-foot dunk. There we go. That was with 4 minutes left, 61-53, and then turning right around. I'm curious, because there were two clutch threes. Yeah, when they cut it to 4, it was Stojakovic. Sorry, say that 5 times fast. I'm butchering his name, my bad. He cut it to 57-53. That was with 5 minutes left. We were talking about that. And then there was the dunk. But then turn right back around. Where's Hummer's name? Right around. Right there. Hold on. It's here. Anyway, it was Hummerchris. He number 3. He made a 3 ball, made it 56-61. But then towards the end of the game, Mullins, I don't think he had. Yeah, no, it was Reed who led all points with. Well, he didn't lead all points, but he led UConn with the 17. Illinois and UConn. First, it was with UConn. Huge 3. This was where. Three-foot jumper. Yep, there's the 3 from Hummerchris. Yep, and then the where's the There's the three from Mullins to make it 66-59, and then literally 2 seconds later, with under 40 seconds to go, Wagger. Like it was back to back. It was 66-59 and then 66-62, like back to back clutch threes. But then at the very end of the game, this is like the remainder of how I look at it. Like they use the term, nickel and dime, because like they're fouling, they're trying to get the other team to miss the free throw, and then they turn around and try to sink a three or something. Personally, with how the end of the game went, I think it was still within reach the whole time. Just the problem is, Illinois they're bad looks. Like some of the threes when there was still 30 seconds left, I think they had 3 or 4 possessions, and all of those 3-point attempts miss. There was a turnover that led to the dude subbed out, long hair. He subbed out, and then because his foot was on the line when he threw it, and then they went to the free throw line, and at the very end, UConn made all their free throws, which I think another thing that got Illinois back into this game. 23 free throws versus 17. You could look at that. Because this game wasn't there wasn't any like, oh my gosh, they're beating the crap out of each other free throw wise. Other than that, yeah, look at that. They didn't fix the assists. That stayed the same. It was 1 at halftime. Blocks still favored Illinois, but it didn't matter. Fast break points. You're kidding. 0. Points in the paint. 22, 20. Fouls. 21, 17. Oh, okay. Yeah, I got nothing else. I think it was just other players for Illinois having tough shooting for the Illini tonight. I think that comes to a head on why I think the game went the way that it did. But anyways, we will end the stream here though, guys. I thank y'all for watching. Be sure to hit that like button, like and subscribe, guys. We will be doing, because they're doing the opening intro, showing the boys for Michigan versus Arizona. That game's tipping off. Let me know in the polls, you guys. Let me look at the polls. So far, I see 0. I don't know if anybody's voted for anybody between Arizona and Michigan. Y'all gotta let me know who's winning that one. I'm still sitting with Michigan. I've seen a lot out of Michigan, and the way they just took care of business against St. Louis, manhandled Alabama in the second half. Michigan spooks me just a little bit, if I'm being 100% honest. But we're gonna end they're doing the starting 5. They're doing those intros right now. So yeah, if you guys if you guys want to see a halftime reaction, be sure to tune right back in here in the next couple minutes or so. We'll give a reaction to the halftime score. But so far, a prediction that I had, when you look at the whole bracket as a whole, let's go to the bracket. Oh, I love how updated in real time. It's got UConn. It's got UConn, and that looks good. But I had out of the West, stupidly enough, I had Arkansas, I had UConn, Houston, Michigan, and then Arkansas, and then in the final, I had UConn, Michigan. I was very wrong. I think a lot of other people as well with the South. South was hard to predict, and there were a lot of upsets too. I mean, we got this one, the Florida Iowa going on a little bit of a run. Illinois taking care of business against Houston, because I had a Florida-Houston matchup in the Elite Eight. I had Miami, Ohio going a little farther than they did. I think if Texas Tech was 100% healthy, I think they could have given Michigan fits, but I don't know. Michigan, all they've done is play the teams in front of them. And as you can see, like 90 to 77, 95 to 62, 95 to 72. You look at Arizona, 88 to 109, 79 to 64, 78 to 66. Like, this is two huge teams playing each other. From a social media standpoint, I can't tell who people think are going to win. I really can't. But I'm picking. I'm still rolling with Michigan, and I've never seen. Sorry, I know I'm rambling. I've never seen Arizona be successful in March Madness ever. Like, every single time they've ever been ranked super high and projected to go far or win the whole dance, they find themselves losing. And so I've always had to kind of like maintain the hype level and just but we'll see. So anyways, guys, thank you for watching. Check back soon. Hit that subscribe button. I'll see you guys in the next stream.